Hey, we got a great lineup for you today. We are sponsored by the Noise Foundation, and I think Nick was still sponsoring us too. And we're the Native Wellness Institute. We're there to keep our ancestral wisdoms alive and just bring that healing and that good thoughts. So tonight we're just out there to have fun and just to speak with you and stuff. My name is Gene Tagaban. I'm with the Native Wellness Institute myself, and yeah, welcome. We're just going to see who comes on and how things go here, and just let us know if you're on here and right on. So at this time, I just want to turn it over. We have a news broadcast for you. It's called News to Lose from the Barehand Boys with Sky Bear Media and Studios. And so News to Lose, are you out there? They might be out in the field.
Hello.
Hello. Ready?
Are you going to cue
I think
us?
they're waiting for her.
Yeah, okay.
Hello and welcome to Useless News Live, news that we choose for you to lose. I'm Beckham Barehand.
I have here.
Hey, what are you doing? Take that off. No one will be able to understand you.
Okay, Corona.
What?
Okay, Corona.
Sure. What? Well, we live in the same house. We share the same bunk bed. And I'm pretty sure you've been using my toothbrush.
Well, someone's have to. And plus, don't breathe on me.
So we are Gila River and Navajo reaching out to bring ourselves together.
Why? Because if you're like us, you're stuck in quarantine with nothing to do.
Yep, I've already watched all of Netflix already.
Even the mature-rated ones?
Shh, we don't want Dad to know. But on another note, apparently a man on Twitter opened his 25-year-old Spider-Man noodles can, and as he explained, it looked wildly corroded. And I'm not sure if Spider-Man can save his snack now.
And for more odd news, a pig sparks a farm fire in England after eating a defecated battery-powered pedometer. That's one spicy pig. I mean, I won't pass up free spicy bacon.
I like free bacon. And a man in Oregon went to 11 different Wendy's restaurants twice in one day to stock up on free nuggets. Well, I like nuggets, just not that much.
Corona emergency! Oregon police ask people to stop dialing 911 because they run out of toilet paper. Good thing we have enough to last if this guy would calm down on the bathroom usage.
Okay.
Coronavirus fuels a toilet paper buying spree. I mean, that's no old news. California officials implore not to flush t-shirts down the toilet. If you're that desperate, don't use a shower head, not your clothing.
I mean, who would use clothing? I mean, it's gonna clog the toilet.
That's just disgusting.
And isn't this such a coincidence? A dust storm near Dusty causes a crash and shuts down the highway for several hours. Isn't that just such a coincidence? That's why you don't name your town Dusty.
This one is especially wacky. Police in India dress up in virus costumes while directing traffic. When is this necessary? I mean, wait. India has less infected people than the U.S. What do they know that we don't?
I don't know, Firo. I don't know. And you know how some parents won't allow their kids to have social media? Well, they're just trying to protect you because in this story, a TikTok user was unknowingly recording a possible home intruder while dancing home alone. I mean, was he really alone? And I hope they were social distancing.
News, news, news. The wondrous thing it could be. Like the time mountain goats used the coronavirus lockdown to raid a Welsh town. I knew they were conspiring against us with their tiny beady eyes.
Well, that is really weird, but Dr. Fossey endorses Tinder hookups if you're willing to take a risk. Well, Firo, maybe it's time to take a risk. Nah, single Pringles for life. Maybe.
Okay. A Washington home was buried in a 15-foot mound of tumbleweed. I would not call that a mound, I would call that a mountain. This is why I don't legalize weed, people.
Now that we've seen not all, but some of the weird, useless news, signing off, this is Beckham Barehand.
And Firo Barehand, please stay safe and please check in for more useless news.
Goodbye.
Okay.
Oh my goodness, that was awesome. Awesome. Hey, News to Lose crew.
Questions time.
Hey, can you guys see me or hear me?
Go, Beckham. How's your day?
Yeah, keep talking.
Hey, where'd you guys
What?
learn that anyways? I mean, did you just put that
Question mark.
together on your own?
We're not hearing them.
Hey, Shailene, I can't hear anything. I can't hear anybody. I can't even see anybody. Hey, how's it going out there, Native Wellness? Anyways, hey, I want to ask the News to Lose. They might not be able to hear me or see me, but I can't hear them at all, But what I want to do is, would you guys be willing to come on again and give us another news broadcast some other time? I sure hope so. And so this is live right now, and so we're trying to figure this out here. We as far as technical difficulties and things like that, but we'll just deal with it. We'll just handle it. We'll just handle it as it goes. And so, Beckham, Tiaro, you guys are awesome. If you guys are still on there, hands up to you. I'd love to have you on again. And so, at this time, our producer Shailene, are you out there? Let's bring Joe on. Hey, Joe, buddy. How you doing, man? Hey, can you hear me?
I can't hear you.
You can't hear me at all?
I cannot hear you.
Oh, no. So, Shailene, our producer, we're having difficulties here. Can you hear me now? I hope.
Can you hear me?
I can, yeah.
I
Yeah.
can't hear you.
Oh, bummer. You're looking good, though. So, let me see here. So, what she's saying, hey, why don't you go out, log off, and then come back on? Log off and then come back on. Okay, we're going to go to Sandra. So actually, this was all working right before we went on, and it's it's just one of those things too. It's like when we're dealing with live programming here and with these apps and such. So Shailene, how you doing? And Shailene's been doing a wonderful job in the back, back in the back scenes and trying and putting this together and all this here the technology and everything that's going on and so I just got to hand it to her and everything that she's doing out there too. And so Sandra, are you out there? Well, if I'm live right now and we're not getting anybody on, I got a guest right here. And this guest just walked right into the room right now, and so I got to show you this guest here. And so I got this guest right here. This here guy, his name's Wheels, man. His name's Wheels Speck Patchouli. And how did we get this guy? You know what? My wife and I were sitting around and we were watching a program. They named their kid Wheels, and we were thinking to ourselves that that'd be a great name for a pet, for a cat or whatever. And we're just joking about it. So we told our nephew. And next thing you know, a week later, he walks in with this just scrawny little cat. He said he just got it from the back alley by his house, and this guy was this dirty, long legs, just scrawny and skinny. Walks in with attitude because we already had two dogs. Jumped underneath the table, and then he just kind of said, "Well, I guess I'm here." And so he just walked back out with attitude, and he's been here since. But his whole name. Now I know my wife's going to get on me about this, but his whole real name, and this is his superhero name. His real superhero name is Wheels Speck patchouli. Real spec patchouli. Yeah. But this guy here, he thinks it's a dog. How many of you have a cat that thinks it's a dog? Or maybe you have a dog that thinks it's a cat? Or maybe you have a husband who thinks it's one of the pets as well. And so sometimes I just lay around and hang out with the dogs too. So Wheels came into the house, into the room right now. And so right on, right on. So this is Wheels Spec Patchouli. He just comes in here and hangs out and bugs me is what he does. He bugs me. And so how's it going out there? So I got a note. I just got a note here that Joe is back. Joe, can you hear me?
Hear you.
All right, I can hear you, brother. Right on, man.
How are you?
I'm doing good, brother. So cool, we got you on. And so
Yep.
bring the camera down just a little bit. I just see you're cut off at the chin.
I was trying to get rid of one of them.
Ah, there we go. Hey, man, tell us a little bit about yourself. What are you doing nowadays with yourself? I just want to tell everybody, hey, Joe is from Juneau, Alaska. Is a brother of mine. I grew up in Juneau as well, and I've just known Joe as wanted to bring him on because as a mentor, role model, just a true inspiration in the work that you're doing, man. And the world needs to know more about you because you have a huge heart, brother. You have a huge heart in what you're doing, and not only are you a coach and everything, but you're also on the you're a medal in the Paralympics ski team as well.
Yeah, I was on the U.S. disabled ski team off and on for 20 something years.
Yeah.
I've been to 4 Paralympics. Last one was in Russia. I crashed and broke my hip.
Oh
But
man.
yeah,
Did you medal at all at any time?
not no, it's only in World Cups that I medal, and of course everything in the U.S. nationals and stuff. But in World Cups and stuff, I have.
Oh, right on, right on. So you're also a coach. So what are you doing now in your coaching?
Well, right now with this stuff that's going on, I'm not doing anything. We can't coach unless we want to do it like on video and stuff, which I don't look forward to. I'm more of a hands-on guy. But so I'm waiting to see if American Legion coaches. But I coach the high school team here in Juneau, and I help out. I'm assistant coach for a basketball team here at Thunder Mountain High School.
So you're the head coach for the baseball team there in Juneau.
This year, yes.
Right on. And you guys have been pretty successful, right?
We're doing good. We're getting better. We're the new, as you know, we're the new high school in town, and we're getting better each year. So yeah.
So some of you may not know, and you see Joe here, but hey, can you tell us? I know you shared your story quite often, you tell us a little bit about your story, and yeah, if you don't mind sharing that.
Oh, I don't mind. When I was 19 years old, I got in a car with a drunk driver, and I was drunk myself, and 2 of my great friends were in the car also. And we went around this corner and got in a bad car accident. My best friend went in a coma, and my other best friend passed away, and I broke my back and a bunch of other stuff, but got limited to the rest of my life in a wheelchair. And I was only 19 years old. So it changed my baseball dreams forever, you know. So yeah.
So it's one of those things, man. You could have maybe you did. You could have sunk down into this just feeling sorry for yourself, and maybe you did that a little bit. But the thing is, man, it's you took a different route too. You just kind of said, hey, I'm gonna make something of myself, and tell us a little bit about that.
Well, 1 month actually before the accident, I had a son that was born.
Ah,
So we went from the happiest man in the world, right, to my accident, and I got into depression and got into drugs and alcohol, and started down a path that I don't think anybody should ever go. But there was no stopping me for at least 2 years up until after the accident. And when my son was 2 years old and I was out partying, I came home one day, and like the next day I woke up and I was like, I was angry and hungover, and my little 2 year old boy came out all excited to tell me something. He goes like, "Daddy, Daddy, Daddy." I'm like, "What?" And he turned around because of my voice and the way I looked. He turned around and started put his head down and started walking off. I said, "Wait, wait, come here." And he goes, I said, "What do you want to say?" He goes, "I just wanted to say I love you." He was actually happy and excited that I was home, and my honoriness almost pushed him away. And I just said, "Come here." And then from probably about another week, week and a half after that, I gave up drugs and alcohol. I mean, there wasn't a drug or alcohol that I wouldn't do at that point because I didn't want to live, but I didn't want to commit suicide. So for me, it was pretty emotional having a little 2 year old. I decided that I wasn't going to show him how not to live. I was going to show him how to live.
Oh, right on.
Yeah.
And since then, you've just been just learning about yourself and just taking that on, man. Just learning how to live.
Well, yeah, you learn without, the self medication and stuff, you know, getting alcohol and for the pain or drugs for the pain, whatever the heart, excuse me. And I gave all that up, and my life just keeps getting better. I would have never become a ski racer, Paralympian, going to Paralympics 4 times, traveling the world. Um, my son is probably my best friend in the whole world. I mean, we get along well most of the time. Till he tries to teach me something I taught him years ago. But yeah, I wouldn't change it for the world, and I think that's why I got into coaching. Not because I'm a great coach, or a good coach, but I want to help the athletes here in Juneau or Southeast Alaska or wherever I may be to not go through what I went through, to not go the path that I went. So to me, I started out just doing it for my son, and then I moved into trying to do it for my nieces and nephews, and
Yeah, yeah.
then went in from that to the coaching. And I just love coaching so much. And my dad, he coached forever, and my
Oh,
brother
yeah.
Guy coaches, and it just I think it's in your blood. But I mean, if you love the sport and you love like young adults, athletes, whatever, and you want the best for them, I think that's the best thing they do because every one of my athletes always hears my story. And you have some of them that are in their 30s still coming up and calling you coach.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I see online these posts, and they talk about you and they call you coach. That's what you're
Yeah.
known for.
I
And
feel honored when they call me coach.
yeah, yeah. Hey, you mentioned your dad. I mean, he coached me, man. He coached me in
For
baseball,
the Reds, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Baseball, basketball, and stuff. And I remember this one time, man. It was this one time I was having a tough year, and he coached our softball team. And he took me to the side. He says, "Hey, hey, you're better than this, man. What's going on with you? What's going on with you?" And I was just going through a hard time, and he goes, I said, "You know what, uh, Coach, my spirit, man. It's just something wrong with my spirit." And he looked at me. He says, it doesn't matter how good you are. You can be the best player in the world, but if you know that your spirit's not right, that'll affect everything in your life. And he told me, "What do you need to do to get your spirit right?" And he was hard, man. He didn't like slack up. He was soft for a moment. He was soft for a moment.
Yeah.
Then he looked down at me because he's a big guy, He looked down at me and said, "All right, now what do you need to do? Get it right.
Yep.
Get yourself right."
Sounds like my dad.
That was your dad, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Except for because I'm sitting down in a chair, I got to look up and tell those kids that.
Yeah. Well, you can grab them though too, man.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah.
so I talked to you a little bit earlier too, and we're talking about other influences in our lives too, because we mentioned our dads. My dad too. He taught me about being strong and he was kind of tough on me at times, but uh, which I don't hold anything against them. I'm really grateful for my dad.
You're cutting in
Oh,
and
I'm
out.
sorry, man. Hey, but tell me a little bit about our moms, man. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay, but our moms, both our moms are nurses. You
Yeah.
know, how did your mom influence you?
My mom is probably the strongest person I've ever met. She works with the elderly, like your mom. I mean, your mom's been my nurse for as long as I can remember. And what a wonderful person. I think it takes the nurses are cut from a different cloth, if you know what I mean.
Yeah,
It takes a whole different person to come in and because they touch your life more than the doctors do. They touch your life more than anything. But my mom taught me so much through her nursing. But she was also a drug and alcoholic counselor. She helped so many people here in Juneau in Southeast Alaska, and she you know how dogs love you unconditionally. That's kind of like
yeah,
what nurses I think do. My mom does that. She's like unconditional for people. You know, you have people going through hard times and people say stuff. She goes, well, you don't know what that person's going through. And, you know, she doesn't make excuses for them. She just tells them, hey, look, you don't know what their deal is. Don't judge them. Let's figure it out. And as many bad things as I always did, she always had a hug or, you know, tried to point me in the right way. Even now, every once in a while, I'll get a Joseph Matthew, you know. If I say something wrong, she'll say, Joseph Matthew. Yeah. But then, like your mom, even even things I did, like she followed my ski career because you know your family was a big skiing up here. I mean, you guys were you and your brother and your even your mom are people that I looked up to because they were always on the mountain.
yeah,
And remember, I didn't start skiing until after my accident.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, so I didn't know everything you guys did, but you know, when you can ski Juneau, it's true you can ski anywhere.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I tell people that mountain was my babysitter, man.
Yeah,
My mom just took us up there and just unleashed us and let the mountain take care of us.
yeah. I mean, there's something to be said that when I when I started skiing, I really did feel like when you see an eagle soaring, that's what I felt like because I got out of the chair and I was doing everything else everybody else was doing,
Yeah, yeah.
you know. And so it was a freedom for me.
Hey, so what's you know, getting back to skiing, what's the fastest you've gone?
I
On a,
think about 71 or 72 miles an hour.
and that's on a chair.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's on a chair.
that's one ski. The other one, yeah, I mean, I don't like to turn. I like to go fast.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah. You always told me that because I was always donating your skis, man, and you're like going, "Hey, I keep breaking my skis," and
yeah.
you know, and I didn't even know if you used them. I was just going, "Here, take
Oh
these
no,
skis."
I used them. I used
Oh, right
everything
on.
you gave me. You know, because you know what Sailor's Rock is. A lot of people.
Yep, yep.
I finally started doing that.
No way.
Yeah,
You no way,
way.
dude.
Yeah,
Okay, when we're talking about out there, the viewers out there, when we're talking about Sailor's Rock, man, is this rock that just goes down and just sails you out into this bowl, and it's nothing to take lightly, man. And it's right under the chair. Everybody can see it, and you're doing this on a chair, on
yeah,
your disabled your ski chair.
yep. One of the first guys that saw me do it was Sam Miller, and he was one of the guys that first taught me and helped me ski.
Oh, right on.
And I did I think I did it on a Monday or I think it was a Monday, thinking nobody would see. I made sure no one was there in case I crashed. I hit it, and as soon as I hit it, the chair came up, and Sam Miller is the one that saw it, saw me doing it.
Oh, Sam's another one of those old ski buddies.
Yeah,
Good,
he's amazing.
good guy. Good guy.
Yeah.
So right on, man. So what do you you know, what do you have any plans for the future? Just keep coaching and being an
Uh,
inspiration and
right now, just I love to coach, so I'll just keep coaching and stuff. I love that helping athletes when they go to college and they come, you know, they write you a letter saying this coach helped me get here. He pushed me to that. because I never had that. I was good enough that I told the coach where I wanted to play. You know what, I want to pitch today, but I I'm trying to help them all go to college, which I didn't go to.
Yeah.
You have to have goals and move on. Get out of Juneau, come back after, but get out. So
Yeah.
that and restoring cars with my son. We love cars.
And that's right. You have your car collection, or a couple of classic cars. What do you got?
We have a 66 Chevy 2, a 70 Nova, a 70 GTO, 68 or 69 Chevelle. That's down in Tacoma. And
Wait. You got a 70 GTO?
yeah, we're working on it.
Oh man.
Yeah. And have a Chevelle down in Tacoma. And then, of course, a Galaxy 500 down in Olympia.
Yeah.
And we have a 65 in the garage. We have a lot of cars. It's a bad addiction, but you know what? It's better drugs than alcohol.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. And then
So
when I die, they just keep, increasing in value.
right
So yeah.
on. So it's all this, man. All this. You had an accident when you were 19 years old. In fact, I remember that because Guy, your brother, told me that next morning, you know, intramurals basketball and stuff, and we're at Floyd Drive playing basketball, and
Right.
I saw your brother there, and he's all busted up, but he went there to go to play ball,
Yeah.
and he told me about it. And it was big news, but um, it was just like, but from that moment, but you just kept like, hey, let's move on, man. Let's move on. What do you have to say to like anybody who's watching right now? Maybe it's a youth, maybe it's another coach out there who's watching that might, what do you have to say to them right now?
To the coaches, it's not about the sport, and it's really not about the winning and losing. Sure, teach them how to lose, but teach them how to win too properly. Push them, but don't push them away from the sport. I don't. I try not to, and I'm a tough coach. I'm a hard ass. But you're teaching them about life. You're teaching them more about life. I mean, everybody remembers their coaches, their teachers, and you just they're each individual. They're not all cut out from the same cloth, And so you got to teach them, coach them as a group, teach them as a group, but then coach them individually too. It's a lot. It's a lot of work if you do it. I mean, but you got to love the sport and you got to love the youth. If we're talking to youth or anybody with drug or alcohol problems, go get help. It's one day at a start, one day at a time. It really is. I didn't go through like AA or anything, but that works for a lot of people. Me, I saw this beautiful young boy that I made cry by the tone of my voice and by being hungover, made him cry. And it was my boy. And I decided that I would never, ever show him. He will never see me drink. And he never, ever, he's, I think, 32 or something, 30, I don't know. But I can't remember him. He has never seen me drink.
Right on.
He's a responsible, good young man. He's single for all the hot ladies out there. I need some grandkids. But yeah, just one day at a time. Call somebody.
Yeah.
Go get help. I mean, it's not shameful to ask for help. If you need help, go get it. That's what I would do.
Yeah.
I mean, I try and help friends that are in need or whatever, but I don't push myself on it. If they ask me for help, I'll help them. But depression, you got to know it. You got to go get help. That's all I think I can think of.
Right on. Right on. Right on. Hey man, one more thing. You got your dog there?
Yeah, which one do you want to see?
Let's see the pup. Let's see that pup, man.
Torque, come here. Come here, Torque. Get up here. Up. Come on. Up. Come on. Get up here. Okay. You're just going to have to look at him. Can you see him?
I see the big one. Where's the little one?
This is
Oh,
Torque.
there he is.
This is Rondo. And that's Shelby. You see him?
Yep.
Yeah, they were taking a nap. They were being good. So yeah, those are our dogs.
Right on, man. Hey, Joe. I just want to say thanks, brother, for joining us tonight. I just wanted to people need to hear your story, man.
Hey, anytime you want, let me know. I'm here for you, Gene. I think you're doing a wonderful job of what you do, and I appreciate you. And like I said, I've always looked up to you. You're a good man. So thanks for having me on. And when you come up here, let's go out. Or when I come down there, I'll see you.
Let's go for a ride, man. Let's go for a drive, brother.
Sounds good to me.
Hey, you see your mom, tell her I said hi.
I will. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, I'll tell my mom I talked to you too. Okay, brother.
All right, I'll see her before you do.
I'm sure you will, man.
All right. We'll see ya.
Later, bro. All right. Hey, thanks, everybody. Hey, I just got to say, I just love that guy. You know, from an accident at 19, his best friend died, you know, and the other two buddies of his, you know, just were affected by him, and he gets paralyzed from the waist down. He felt sorry for himself for a bit, and then he was inspired by his son. And his son has never seen him drink, man. His son has never seen him drink. Man, that's a beautiful thing. That's a beautiful thing. Ah, right on. Joe Tompkins, everybody. Inspiration, mentor, and on his way to be an awesome elder. And so, hey, so we're coming up to another guest here, and this artist, this guest is coming up. She's a songwriter, a teacher of the culture, of her culture too, and also I play in a band. It's called Kuik, and she's the only female member of our band, and she just holds everything together. To be honest with you, you know, it's just that height of spirit. But at this time, I want to bring Sandra Segundo on to just to share with us. Sandra, are you there?
Ngat lagang. It's good to be here with you guys. That was a beautiful story, Joe. Thanks for sharing with us, and it's an honor to be here with you. My husband and I composed this morning prayer song that we'd like to share with you now. It's called Sandlanai, which means it's the beginning, and it could also mean the ending. And so I always like to in this prayer, I sing in Hadkil, the Haida language, but it translates, awaken your eyes, bless this new day, O great spirit, help us to pray. Give us a fresh start, cleanse and heal our hearts. Make it easy to learn our language of our dear ancestors. Great one on high, to you we give thanks. Creation, creator, may we bless you this day. Sanlan hola kangam, o sing sanuai, gusuan kangam, sanlanai, 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 hai. It hotla, está constant. It kugskungas is gyan Islam Sandlanai 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 Hai Kislang klanskat as it anyang galda it kunisi Kuyahasis San Sandlanai, 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 hi. Sanang iklaktas, tangit kila, lingway salana, tang sanlan hotla, sanlanay, 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 hi. Sanlanay, 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 hi. Ooh, 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 ooh. How you there, Jean? Should I keep going?
Hey, I'm back, and that was beautiful. Sandra, she's a beautiful artist, and awesome, Sandra. I don't know if you can hear me, but I know you're out there someplace. How are you doing?
I'm good. I'm good. You can't hear me, huh?
Hey, Shailene, is there a way that you can put Sandra and I on the same screen here?
All
Hello,
these
hello.
difficulties. I could see Jean, but Jean can't see me.
Okay, I'm getting a note here. Saying that she can hear me, but I can't hear or see her at all. Maybe. So I'm actually going on Facebook Live myself to see her sing her song. So Sandra, if you can hear me, tell us a little bit. Tell the people a little bit about you're an author, you're a singer. You also have a Haida teaching program. Yeah, don't you share with us a little bit about what you do?
Um, I just love my people and I love our culture, and I basically just am being Haida, being an indigenous woman. I feel like it's my job as a survivor, as a grandchild of two boarding schools, surviving women, and and of the smallpox that came and ravished our people. I was my people were one of the survivors, so I feel like it's my job today to do whatever I can to share about our culture and teach the youth and empower the youth, empower our people, and relearn our language. Our language is prayer. Our art is a language in its own, and so everything I do just stems from the love of my elders and my culture. And so, I was upset that there was hardly any indigenous authors out there, so I started writing children's books and you know uh, started writing a lot of different songs, and it just can't be stopped. Out there, so I started writing children's books and started writing a lot of different songs, and it just can't be stopped. And it's fun being in an indigenous woman in the world today, and being able to empower the youth and tell them it's okay to play your drum and to wear your cedar bark hat proud and speak your language proud. You don't have to hide who you are.
Sandra, take it away. Do whatever you want to do right now, because I can't
Okay.
hear you or see you.
Yeah,
So
we
tell
are.
us a story. Share with us your book.
All right. My book Killer Whale Eyes is a story about orca whales and our powerful connection to the orca as coastal people. The Haida were, they called us the Vikings of the North because we knew the ocean well, and that means we knew the orca well, and the orca is our family. So we have a lot of stories about the orca, a lot of songs, a lot of art, and so one of my book, Killer Whale Eyes, is about one of those stories. My elders started teaching us, that we believed in reincarnation, and a lot of times a lone orca would appear in front of our village, and we believe that to be one of our elders or ancestors or loved ones coming back to us. And I know a lot of other coastal tribes have these same stories as well. And so I'll sing this song. This was my first song composition in Hadkil, and my cousin Ben Young Kuyang helped translate it with his Chana, his grandfather in our village, who was my grandmother's brother, and he was the last fluent speaker of that generation. And so this song is really special, and a lot of children are singing it today, which makes me really happy. Sigagit udijam, sigagit udijam, di ho kyagams hagudangam. Sigagit udijam, sigagit udijam, sihanagya. Si halangai di ho kya gam gam, si gagit udi jam, si gagit udi jam, di ho kya gam ho gudang gam, si gagit udi. And Sigai means ocean. Sigai Gid. Gid is child. Ijung, to be. Ocean child, I am to be. And the translation is, I'm a child of the ocean. I hear her calling to me. Through the song of my relative Killer Whale, I hear her calling to me. And I guess I'll keep going here.
Hey, Sandra, can you hear me now?
I can hear you.
Okay, you can hear me. I can see you and I can hear you.
Hey.
Awesome. Before I had a blank screen there, and I couldn't even hear you, couldn't see you. So I was just talking in the dark, gibberish, and things like that. And I guess that's what happens. And so I knew you could take it away and things like that. And so beautiful. Thank you for your music, and so did you talk a little bit about your stories and being an author?
I did. I just shared about our strong connection to the orca whale, and we consider them our family and friends to this day.
Yeah.
Ancient connection.
Yeah, I always encourage everybody to, like, if you get a chance to get out there and see them live,
Yeah.
to, like, it's a life changing experience, and we need to keep that out there so that we can help them. Man, they need our help.
They do.
They need our help.
They do. It was nice when we got to take a break from fishing, because the oceans really got to, in that short time where we were quarantined, the ocean got to replenish itself. Around our island up in Craig, it used to be called Fish Egg Island, and you could see the pictures from the sky of all the herring eggs spawning around there. And that hasn't happened. We didn't have herring eggs last year because the humans are just sucking everything out of the ocean, and it just goes to show how we need to be more respectful to our family in the ocean and the earth. Got to rest a little bit.
Yeah, and those of you who don't know out there, when we're talking about herring eggs, that's a delicacy amongst the Southeast natives and First Nations there. And and when we get those heron eggs and they spawn in the springtime, it's like you see all us natives just going
Uh,
crazy about that, and then dipping it in grease and oil, and then just getting all oily, and and
and
it's
crunching away.
and cracking away, because that's, I remember as a little child, just that was my favorite thing to do, just to grab those heron eggs and just to crunch,
Oh
cracking away, you
yeah.
know, and we just loved eating our foods, eh? We just love eating our foods.
Yeah, I'm so jealous. I'm down here in Seattle, and I see all the pictures of my cousins and everybody with their thick fish eggs, and my cousin said she's gonna freeze some for me. So when we get through all this, I'm gonna go up there and eat some of those fish eggs. I can't wait. My tummy's growling right now thinking about it.
I know. I hear you. That's just medicine. That's medicine. My wife, Ruby, she's from Montana.
Mm.
So any kind of seafood she doesn't really like, she'll cook it for me. But she's like, but give her some elk and buffalo or something like that, and she's really, really. That's from her land, though. That's from her country. That's from
Yes,
her
yes.
people. And so, hey, so, uh, what kind of stuff do you have, in the future stuff? What are your dreams? What are your visions? What do you really want to do? You know,
Well, for the Haida language program, Haida Roots, I'm so excited that we finally got our 501c3 nonprofit status, and um, so I was going through fiscal sponsors before, and now we are our own entity. So it is now where it was just for a dance group before. Now it's for the entire community who wants to learn the Haida language. To all Haida children, Tlingit, Tsimshian, we all spoke our languages. We could all speak Tlingit, Haida, and Tsimshian, and so it'd be beautiful to relearn all our languages. I know I learn words from you, and you learn words from me, but this language is really focusing on the Haida language and
yeah,
culture, especially the Alaskan one, because the Alaskan dialect is very critically endangered, and so diving into really getting a good Haida phrase poster curriculum out there, so the families can put these phrases organized by like food or eating time or love or family or greetings, where we can put them up and then kind of start conversating with each other, and learning the unique sounds of our language. And once you just start practicing, it just starts coming right back.
yeah.
And
It's
so
like
that would be great.
it's in your DNA. It's in your
Mhm.
cells.
Yeah,
You know.
and
And
that
so
would be a good way
so
to.
in learning the language, what would you say is like, if you're going to talk to all Indian country out there, what's the value of learning your language?
It's just this deep, deep healing. The first time I heard myself sounding like my elders when I spoke, I just laughed so hard I couldn't stop laughing. And I remember, when my elders, so my grandmother's generation was the last generation to go through the boarding schools, and they spoke our language fluently. And when we were up in Heidelberg, I noticed this, but I noticed it now that I'm more now than that I'm an adult. Um, they didn't speak Haida in the public, only in private. And so when they'd get behind closed doors with all their other Haida friends and family, they would just laugh and joke and just laugh like I've never heard them laugh before. And that when you start relearning your language, like the Haida language is filled with action and verbs, and it's very flavorful and colorful. And you just when you start tapping into that joy and that colorfulness and that, you know, action, it just lights something up inside of you. When I first started, I would look at the words and I would get frustrated because I was like, I felt like I never would be able to learn. And I'm still a long way from being fluent, but I'm starting to understand words, sentences, phrases, and I can actually have a small conversation other language learners. And
Yeah.
we got one of our precious fluent speakers down here, Jane Kristovich, and
Mhm.
she has agreed to do recordings from her home during this time so we can watch, and we put them on our Haida Roots YouTube channel, and people can log in and watch her speaking. And I feel, when we can see our elders speaking and the gestures, it's so important to that connection. A lot of it is in writing, and a lot of it is on tape recordings.
Yeah. Yeah.
But to have it live and to be able to see the mouth and the gestures is really important.
Well, it's one of those things too. Is when you see the people speak, especially in their language, in those old ones, it's not like they just speak. They're reliving it. They're
Yes,
reliving it.
I can
You know,
see.
and then they not only look at you, but it's like as if they look beyond you,
Hmm.
and they're
It's
just a different place, and they're just reliving that.
I can see that. It's such an honor to work with Jane. Whenever she speaks Haida, I just get tingles everywhere. Hearing our language in its pure form.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
and then we can only count our fluent speakers on one hand. And so just being able to capture her speaking is means the world to all of us out here that want to love and want to learn our language.
Hey, so Sandra, another thing too. I see you as a visionary, as a prophetess. And you even wrote a song about it. I know you won't.
It wasn't about me. It was about,
I know it's about, but still, but about prophecy. You're a visionary and those things. So if you had a prophecy and you had a vision for Indian country, and you just what would that be? What would that be out there for all these natives, all these Indians out there, and that what would that be if you were to envision that and for the people?
oh gosh. When you say that, I just envision us not being so dependent on the systems anymore, going back to the purity of our culture, and uh, just not being so dependent on the systems. And that could be, yeah, I mean, any system, the I've been wanting to break away from all the systems, and it's hard to, when you were part of a government, and in a country, you get dependent on like the health care, and retirement, and, schools and churches. But, it's proving right now that, like our government isn't supporting us as we need them to.
Yeah, yeah,
Really proud of the Lummi Nation, because they didn't wait for somebody to call the shot. They took action, in taking care of their people. And I just hope that more of us will just start, building our own little ecosystems, and becoming more dependent on our mother creator, our mother earth, and creation and creator. And we've gotten away from that. We've been just going too fast as humans, and this pandemic has taught us, when we slow down, look what happens. And we're not meant to be rushing all the time, and it just feels so good, to. I mean, it's so hard for people to sit still and
I
just
know, yeah, yeah,
still and breathe and just feel the energy around you.
yeah. It's one of those times every I go up to Alaska or out to a res or where it could be wherever, someplace across the country. You go to Indian country, and um, but especially when I come back from Alaska and then I get to Seattle, everything is so rushed. Everything is so rushed. The traffic. I mean, everything. The whole vibration of everything. You know, that's why when I'm up there amongst the trees, I just like take in the air. You can
Mm.
smell the ocean, the
Hmm.
salt water, and so being an Alaska Native, I mean, I love it, and wish everybody could experience that.
Yeah, well, the air was so fresh here in Seattle, when everybody hunkered down for quarantine. It was Alaska air down here.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
lost. It was like, wow, you could see the sky. Oh my goodness. I just hope that we never go back to the way it was.
Yeah, yeah. Hey, so I'm coming to an end here. I thank you for even the difficulties where I couldn't even see you, and I was talking to a blank screen, but I was getting notes saying that, oh, she could hear you and we could see you and this and that, and I was like just talking, just jabbering and things like that. So I thank you for your flexibility in and just going with it, and thank Eric. And before signing off, any last words or anything else, music coming up or other things that you like to that's going on, and what else? Anything last things you like to share?
Yes, I just released a new album that the song I sang, Sandla Nai, it's a Haida gospel album, and it was inspired by our elders, and I feel like I made it for our elders. I feel like they would really appreciate it. There are a lot of the old hymns that our grandparents grew up singing in the boarding schools and translated into Hatkil. It's something, indigenous people, we really relate with to gospel music because it's about creator and creation, and so the way it came together, I got a grant from Potlatch Fund, and the art was gifted to me. The cover art was gifted to me. My friend had a powerful dream and then gifted the art to me. And to my keyboard player, Tim, in our group, just, having that kind of background, it just all fell into place. And so I don't feel it's in my place to charge people because Creator gave me all the tools I needed to create this music, and it all came together right before this pandemic hit. And so if you go to my Bandcamp page, you can download the digital album for free, and if you put 0 in checkout, and then if you click on the individual songs, you can see the Haida lyrics. So if you want to
Right
learn
on, right on.
Haida, you can sing along with the Haida lyrics as well. And I'm working on my next children's book, Kunlan, the wolf pup with moonlight in her eyes, which is about our puppy. She came to us, and she has beautiful moonlight in her eyes, and her name is
Ah,
Kunlan, which means moonlight. And
ah,
I'm excited about that book too.
Sandra, gonna choose. Thank you so much. Hey, I'm looking forward to get the band back together and get
Me
some music
too.
out there, and just sharing that. So,
Uh,
hey,
thanks for having me.
so thanks, Sandra. Gonna choose. We'll get you on again. Uh, so, so everybody out there, hey, so we're coming to the end of this, and we might just go over just a little bit here because grandma, hey, grandma, wake up, hang on, I gotta go get her up. She's coming, Grandma, wake up. Oh, what you want now? It's time for you to go on now. Oh, it's time for me. What the heck? Why didn't you tell me earlier? I could have got myself all made up. Now I've been sleeping and I got slobber on my mouth and my breath and stuff. Oh, now you're making me rush over there. There was. That's not no way to teach me. I'm trying to do my best here. Do I look good? Do I look beautiful? Grandma, you look beautiful. You look good. Oh, that's good. Okay. Oh, they're here. Are they here? Godson, they here. Oh, okay. So it's all good. I saw a little bit of News to Lose and everything. Those kids were beautiful, and that boy who came on with coaching and stuff. What a beautiful story he has, and a beautiful Haida girl come on, and she shared her songs and stories. And so I'm going to end with a song. Nowadays, these kids nowadays, they have their music, and so I'm going to sing this song here, and it goes something like this. It goes here. Let me think a bit about it. It goes like this. It goes, wait. Hang on. My dogs are coming in here. They hear my drum. And so it goes like this. Uh, hoo, break my illusion. It helps me get by. Now, ha, ha, 'cause I am a dreamer. Ha, I am a dreamer. Ha. This land of misfortune, this land of mistrust, can't keep myself going, can't break down, can't bust. I just follow my heart as it shows me the way. Each day's a new start. It's time to be on my way. Ha, yeah, I'm a dreamer. I'm a dreamer. Some think it's a sin, some think I'm lost. Some believe in my journey, I'll see them in the end. But because I am a dreamer, my vision's my truth. I'm dreaming for me and I'm dreaming for you. Yeah, Power Hour in the house tonight. Time to take a stand, give a shout. Native Pride nationwide. Power Hour signing off. Oh.